Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Truly radiant. But yes, this is Radiant Garden. Before the fall. That is to say, before it fell to darkness, and this is the salad days, when this beautiful realm was shining with light. And, yeah, it's actually a rather good level. I quite enjoy what we see of Radiant Garden, and even though we don't get to explore many facets as I would have liked, I don't know, it is a very beautiful place, and even on PSP hardware, it managed to make the place look pretty beautiful.
Mickey?
But yes, this is also where many things converge, not only with returning faces such as the King, and, yeah, all of our characters, and, I gotta say though, like, I mean, again, it looks beautiful here on the PSP hardware. At the same time though, Kingdom Hearts 3, while you don't technically get to visit unless you're using the data grading feature, yeah, it really does make Radiant Garden look absolutely fucking beautiful. Again, I don't know if Kingdom Hearts 4 will have us explore Radiant Garden ever again, but it's quite a beautiful level, and, well, it's kind of a shame really that we don't really get to see much more of it. But anyway, if you could probably not tell, we're also coming across a certain character, featuring the return of voice actor Alan Young. And that probably pretty much gives the game away ahead of time, but yes, anyway, since we're on the clock and we can't go into specific areas, now we pretty much just have to... Oh no, I gotta go after Mickey. Mickey? Where is Mickey? And yeah, this is pretty much us getting our lay of the land, exploring around, and enjoying the sights of Radiant Garden before the terrible darkness comes. I mean, we don't ever technically see the fall of Radiant Garden, although we do get a very brief snippet towards the ending of, I think it was Melody of Memory, which showcased what happened when Kairi was transported to Destiny Islands, but yeah, speaking of Kairi, we might just be seeing her. After all, she was a native of Radiant Garden, no doubt a victim of Ventus' flatulence cannon. But yeah, anyway, different characters have different outcomes throughout this place, and Ventus will be meeting a few organization members. But, well, I say organization members, but this is before they join the organization, so whoopee for cameos, really, and I do very much mean that, because, and I believe I brought this up in Kingdom Hearts 2 as well, is that, initially we were meant to be getting, you know, the backstories for characters like, you know, Squall, Cloud, and, you know, Aerith and Yuffie or whatever. Thing of it is, we never see them in the game, because apparently, according to Nomura, there was too many characters in this world to begin with, you know, seeing several of the organization members, and as you're going to be seeing in a little bit, both with, you know, Vexen or whatever. Well, I say Vexen, I should technically call him by his human name, Evan, Dilan and Aeleaus. Yeah, it's nothing more than a cameo, and to be honest, I feel like that development probably would have been better suited to exploring the origins of, you know, Cloud's battle against, you know, his inner darkness of Sephiroth, or, you know, maybe seeing Sephiroth actually appear. I don't know, it would have been rather interesting, but sadly they do nothing with it. Again, this world, you know, also seeing Squall here probably would have given us an idea of, you know, is Renoa a thing in this universe, since the ending of Kingdom Hearts 2 seemed to imply that? I don't know, I mean, it would have been great to see them, and I mean, it's not like they really do much with, you know, the organization, well, the basic, well, yeah, I guess for the sake of clarity, we're calling them Ansem's apprentices in this game, but I don't know, they really don't do much other than, hello, I'm making an appearance. Oh no, there's plot things going on, guess I better run away. Because, I mean, again, like, in terms of what we learn about, you know, the members of, you know, Ansem's apprentices, all we really learn is mainly about, believe it or not, Ienzo, or Zexion from Chain of Memories, is that, yeah, he was pretty much raised by Ansem the Wise. Again, he lost his parents, and I guess, you know, the likes of Evan, Dilan, and Aeleaus pretty much raised him, which does actually make the connection, you know, especially if you remember, you know, Lexius and Zexion being rather closely tied together in a Chain of Memories. Again, it does make that a little bit sweet as to why they stayed together, but yeah, sadly we don't really get much of that, and that's kind of pointless, and it's not like the later series really treats much of the organization, that is to say, Ansem's apprentices parts of the organization as, you know, all that much better, because I don't even get a speaking role in Kingdom Hearts 3, which is quite odd, really. Oh, by the way, this is Sky Climber. This does actually lead to a pretty sick Keyblade finish of the Ventus, and yes, this is another Ventus exclusive command. Typically unlocked whenever you use a lot of zero-gravity magic. Quite fun, although, again, I rarely get to show off its finishing move, which is a little bit saddening. But it is still pretty good, though. Homes in on targets and, delicious. And I mean, it also helps you avoid the little plant fucker. I think they're called the mandrakes, but, yeah. Helps you avoid their little fucking wind attack, which is, you know, wee bit pish. Gives you little bits of pip damage, and by god, that's fucking irritating. So yeah, in terms of where difficulty spikes begin to rear their ugly head, this is one of them, primarily for the mandrakes, so yeah, more than any other Kingdom Hearts game, you are gonna want to focus on grinding. Rather, you know, tragically. Radiant Garden isn't the worst of it, but I mean, it does mean that you have to think on your feet if you're going in here a little bit underprepared, but likewise though, when it comes to the later parts of the game, that's when the difficulty spikes begin to make me angry. And yeah, this is what I was talking about. We don't get to go inside Ansem's castle, we just see a little cameo appearance of Dilan and Aeleaus, who proceed to do fuck all. Also, I swear to god Dilan forgot how to do a Zoldan voice here.
Huh?
Hold on.
The castle is presently closed.
But somebody just came this way. He's a friend of mine.
We aren't aware of any visitors. Now run along home, boy, before the monsters get you.
I could have sworn it was him. Huh?
They're here!
Radiant Garden shall not fall under the likes of you.
Yeah. Leave this to me. Yeah.
Stop! But you're just a child!
Now, who do you think will defend the castle if you two go skipping off?
But that boy...
Never you worry about him. He's a special case.
A what?
Evan is right. Lord and castle come first. The boy will have to fend for himself.
Which reminds me, his lordship was asking for you. A heart devoid of darkness, stripped clean of it at that. Very questionable.
See, even before his turn to darkness, Vexen looks fucking evil right there, but... Anyway, I was gonna make fun of his evil smile, despite the fact that he's meant to be, like, the legit good guy, which gets even more conflicting when we get to Kingdom Hearts 3, but again, they talk about, you know, Ventus having a heart devoid of darkness. How did Evan know this? More to the point, are there records of Ventus from the Union Cross days, or was there any form of research being done, or... Because again, like, I mean, bear in mind, this is before, you know, the whole Xehanort thing in Kingdom Hearts 2 where they first met the guys, so... What's going on? And how do they know about Ventus being devoid of darkness? Curious. I mean, again, I'm guessing that it was probably just intended to hint towards, you know, plot threads that will become relevant towards the end of Ventus' story, but... It is still quite interesting. I mean, did they have knowledge of him in the castle? I mean, again, they seem to be really big on, you know, doing research into the heart in this place, and given the design of the castle and the weapons of one of the guards, it did actually get me thinking about it, actually. As to who was the true lord of the castle before Ansem became king. I mean, again, he isn't quite as old as, you know, Xehanort or whatever else, but there are people in this castle that seem to have a little bit more knowledge than they should. But I suppose I'll get to that a little bit later on, unless I run out of things to talk about, which is very likely at this point, because all I really have to talk about is just, kind of bitching about the pointlessness of the organization members showing up, which, in the case of Dilan and Aeleaus, kinda was really. Like, I mean, again, there's like, oh no, we should probably go after him. Yeah, fuck it, he'll be fine. Anyway, that's some new finishes we have. Fart, Death Star, and Bullshit Blam. Which again, I mean, to kind of give it its proper name, you know, moves like Bullshit Blam is pretty much a move that pretty much any of the characters can have, and, it is rather useful for crowd control. Again, build up your finisher and you pretty much just take out all enemies in one slam! And that's pretty much the breaks, really. Although, again, if you're pretty much building up the, Air Flare, or as I'm pretty much titling it, you know, Arse Blast, Flatulence Cannon, or Fart Death Star, because I was running out of fart-related names to name the finishes, yeah, pretty much builds upon the combos that Ventus usually has in his, you know, typical moveset. So again, he'll pretty much just burst enemies up in the air and then just do a little twirl, and then again, and then a third time, and that pretty much takes care of everybody. But anyway, those are the mandrakes, the irritating little buggers that they are, and yeah, as you can see here, they also have the ability to poison, and in some cases also inflict the confusion status upon you. I mean, again, you do get Confusion Strike, so I mean points for including more Final Fantasy spells, but they don't tend to be very useful, and when it comes to grinding I had like 700 fucking confusion strikes, and nothing to really do with them, apart from maybe command meld like 1 or 2 moves, but it's neither here nor there in this case. Oh yeah, one of the interesting things about the Ice Unversed, they actually use the Final Fantasy spell Blizzard, Blizzaga, and Blizzara in its typical form, where they actually drop ice on you. Kind of fun, actually, but anyway, that's just pointless, nerdish leanings as we defeat more Unversed. But how do they get in this world? Because Radiant Garden is meant to be devoid of darkness, you know, given that Ansem rules this world of light. So again, with no Heartless, well, then again, the Unversed are born from negativity, so what is the extent of that negativity? I mean, could somebody just be all like, oh damn, I have a hangnail. No, what's this? I wanted this for dinner. Oh yeah, Sky Climber's finisher. I can't remember if that's the only time I show it off, but either way, you've seen it, and does actually get a rather cool reprieve in Kingdom Hearts 3, where they, I think it was like a team-up move between Aqua and Ventus, where they use a move very similar to that, except combining it with ice magic. I don't know, pretty sick, but anyway. Anyway, since we also seem to have this giant Unversed mechanoid threatening the town, it's time to utilize which moves will have the most damage output, because I doubt Zero Gravity will probably work on that big thingamafucker, so make your choice, my past self. Oh, Kiraga, that's disappointing. But anyway, this is also the one time where character-specific pathways lead to the boss fight. Oh, never mind. I thought this was the one where it burst through the door, but I'm guessing that might have been an Aqua story, because I know Terra takes a different way to get to the boss fight, as does Ventus and Aqua, so yeah. Which, I mean, probably kind of gives the game away, probably gives the game away right here and now, in the sense that, yeah, this is also a world where Aqua, Terra, and Ventus actually meet up again. By the way, that was bullshit Blam. And that was Blitz. Whoopee, discussing things painfully obvious on screen. It's lovely like that, my dearies.
Ugh, how dare you! Back off, you fiend! Whoa, you'll not be getting my money!
Look out!
Aye, I will! Hold on. Wait a moment, laddie. Don't I even get a chance to repair you?
Oh, you don't have to.
Now just hold your horses. I didn't mean the fortune. Maybe a wee bit of gold or a small token of...
Well, could you make it fast?
I know. I've just the thing in my hat. Hmm? Come here. You can tell me, lad, you came here from another world, didn't you? Don't worry, my bill is sealed. Your secret's safe with me. I'll not be asking you any awkward questions. You see, 'tis the same with me. I asked a wizard named Merlin to bring me here from another world. After all, adventure is the mother of industry, eh? Eh?
Great. That all?
Ugh, but I'm holding you up, lad, eh? Here, these are lifetime passes to Disney Town. You little buckets of fun there. Or my name is not Scrooge McDuck. There you are. Enough for you and 2 grown-ups.
Oh, I love the reaction from Ventus, and it actually gets rather funnier when you see the reprieve a little bit later on in this world. I mean, admittedly though, again, they do kind of portray Scrooge McDuck to be a little bit more nice. Well, what's the right turn of phrase? Because, I mean, he's particularly spiky if you see other adaptations of him, is what I'll say for now. Goddamn cutscene.
Ain't it all? Can't I get a moment's peace?
Mister, get inside. It's not safe out here.
Oh, ordering me about. Now that's unsafe. After all, I'm Merlin, the wizard. Oh, another scamp looking to wake the powers inside him. Is that it?
What? How'd you know?
We wizards have a knack for knowing such things. The book is inside on the table. You may have a gander if you like.
Yeah, this is also pretty much a way of gauging your story order, or at least in terms of who gets to the world first. So again, Merlin brings up that somebody was here for the book beforehand, but yeah, it's pretty much meant to go Terra, Ventus, and Aqua, but again, fuck story order. I'll play however the fuck I feel like, and yeah, don't worry, this is pretty much our way of getting access to a command board. I mean, you might be looking at the Winnie the Pooh book, but it only exists in command board form, so no, you don't have to bear witness of going through Winifred feces, you know, trying to kill Aqua, Terra, and Ventus for blood and honey. And this is Victory Pose. Yeah, you have these, like, passive commands like, you know, Victory Pose, Confetti, Fireworks, or Break Time. I have no idea what the fuck they do. I know you can command mode them for some rather specific abilities, but yeah, apart from that, I don't really see the point of them. You get a fair few of them in the Mirage Arena itself, and you do get some useful abilities like, you know, Trinity Limit or Unison Rush, well, one of which I haven't actually unlocked, but yeah, it's quite strange. I really don't know what to say, but now then, Ventus is going to get a taste of blood and honey. But yeah, this is also before the book got majorly fucked up and before Sora became part of the story. By the way, I still have yet to see Blood and Honey. Is it funny? I heard they're apparently making a sequel as well, which wants to go darker and edgier than ever before, but I don't know, it sounds like a funny movie. Or at least... Yes, because Ventus is a kid, bouncing on the bed. I'm sure Merlin will be very pleased with you. Targeting reticle. Whatever. We've pretty much wasted enough time here. So let us move on to the Fountain of Youth. Or, not really the Rising Fountains, just more stuff. I suppose maybe I can talk about another... Again, probably the most minor complaint I'll ever really make about the Birth by Sleep command deck, but... I mean, there is a fair amount of, muddling in the menus in other Kingdom Hearts games, but I find myself doing it a lot more in Birth by Sleep than I ever tend to do with any of the other games in the series, apart from, like, maybe Chain of Memories, but even in that case, it serves more of a functional purpose, and I guess part of it is also my idea to try and, like, show off as many commands as I possibly can, but, just makes a lot of the menu scrolling a little bit tedious, really, but, again, I'm not really gonna hold it against the game that much, it's just purely because I'm feeling negative right now. Me? Negative against Birth by Sleep? Perish the thought. Anyway, these are the balloon fuckers. We saw them a little bit in the Mirage Arena, and they are fucking annoying. Mainly because of the fact that, again, in a similar vein to the large bodies from Kingdom Hearts 1, they have not necessarily a defensive shell, but they have, basically they have basically the sort of enemy dynamics where, they inflate if you attack them head-on, so what you need to do is hit the release valve on their back, and that's pretty much your way of defeating them and releasing the air, because if they inflate too much, then, well, they pretty much turn into a big rolly ball of death and will pretty much attack you. By the way, if you want to build up your command meter and get instant access to a finisher, hit that waterfall. I don't know why it necessarily counts as a fucking attackable thing, but hey, what do I know. Anyway, the hourglasses. They actually have the ability to cast Stop on you, or... It's either Stop or Slow, I never really given the chance to use it on me. But anyway, yeah, that's the gimmick with these little Unversed. What exactly would be the negative emotion? Like, waiting behind people when you're grabbing a cheap lunch or something? Like, oh man, I gotta stand in line at fucking Subway or Hungry Jack's or whatever. Oh man, I'm so annoyed. Negative emotion, Unversed, blam. Although it is a bit contradictory, really. Like, I mean, again, we don't quite know what the Unversed really are, but they are drawn from negative emotions, but... Again, unlike the Heartless, they do have a very specific source. Not as, like, a force of nature or whatever, like, Light and Darkness is usually portrayed in the Kingdom Hearts series, it's more of a personable source, so... All of these negative emotions stem from one person. Flatulence Cannon, Fart Death Star, oh! And yes, I will be having similarly themed names for Aqua and Terra's finishes. But I bet you can probably guess already what I'm gonna be naming them. But I'll save your surprise for later. But anyway, apart from that, it's pretty much just a long commute to find places. Hope you're enjoying it, because there's really bugger all to say, really. Which I guess kind of runs into a bit of a problem I do kind of have with, at least somewhat with Radiant Garden, compared to, you know, the likes of what we saw in Kingdom Hearts 2, or even Kingdom Hearts 1, really, where we're at least exploring, learning more about the plot. Here it's really existing solely for, again, well, at least for Ventus' story. It exists for at least one cutscene, which is gonna really fucking bring my piss to a boil in the next part, but yeah, it only exists for one bullshit cutscene, and then Ventus is... Well, that's kind of the thing, really. It kind of... Beyond this point, Ventus' story becomes incredibly pointless. Well... I don't... It's weird for me to say, because again, it is pointless, but at the same time it also meanders around after this stage, because... Again, the entire precipice of Ventus' story is, you know, oh no, I gotta find Terra and stop the Masked Boy. And I mean, he... You know, given the last encounter, he technically has put a stop to him, but... Whatever, I'm gonna have a lot to say in the next part, and, yes, contrivances will make me rather angry. But again, that's just one of the big problems with the story of Birth by Sleep in general. It's contrived to be a certain way, because it's adding prequel elements that, quite frankly, don't fit very well, until Nomura tries to force it together, which is, well, pretty much gonna be a prelude of my talkie points to come. Me am Solidus-Skully, goodbye.